Hi everybody and welcome to Hard-Ass Reviews. My name is Jeff Cummings and it's wonderful to be back. It's been a while. I think my last one would have been, I think when I was talking about, no, it wasn't Interstellar. But anyway, it's been a while since I've posted a video, but hopefully I'll be getting back into the swing of things. Now this is mid-year and Age of Ultron is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about all things Marvel. I went to see it with family just about 3 weeks ago, and it was an incredible film, and it was, in fact, I actually preferred it to the first one, and it saw the grouping of the main Marvel heroes: Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., Thor, Chris Hemsworth, Captain America, Chris Evans, Romanoff, Scarlett Johansson, and the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. And they are fighting Ultron, which is he's like a cybernetic being, almost kind of created by, Iron Man. Is obviously with the technology, brought about by Iron Man, and brilliantly played by Paul Bettany, who, because a while ago I listened to an interview with Paul Bettany, and they said, he said that he was going to be in the film Age of Ultron. And I was thinking, well, what's he going to be? Because you can't imagine him actually being a superhero himself. But he was very, very good. And the film was very, very good. In fact, as I said, I preferred it to the first because, to be honest, I don't remember. I know the first was about I think it was the Battle of New York, the first. And it was a huge, sprawling, rambling 2 hours plus film. I mean, Age of Ultron is 2 hours and 21 minutes. And, if I was being hyper critical, you could probably shave it down a little. I think most films you can shave down on 2 hours, if you try. But nowadays you struggle to get a huge blockbuster movie that will stay underneath 2 hours. I mean, we've got quite a few films. Well, obviously the two main films this year would be Superman versus Batman, which comes out, which is DC, not Marvel, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and I'm sure they will exceed 2 hours, most definitely. Well, Age of Ultron is actually very, very good, and the story is very good. I don't want to go too much into the story because I don't want you to, I don't want to do anybody to put comments below and think, oh, he's gone and done a plot spoiler or something like that. But Ultron is a cybernetic being created by technology brought about by Tony Stark. I can't remember if it's Tony Stark or Stark as in, Iron Man. Tony Stark, I think, is it Tony Stark? I can't remember which one's his dad. I think Tony Stark was his dad. But anyway, I think it's brought about, the technology was brought about by Stark anyway, which kind of forms, Ultron's, the being that is, Ultron. Anyway, the film is very, very good, and it does beg the question: where do we go from here? Because there were subplots in the film. There was a subplot which was the relationship, the kind of burgeoning relationship between Romanoff and Bruce Banner, which I'm not sure I was overly keen on that. But I suppose you've got to have something for everybody, So there was a bit of that in the film. There was no Pepper Potts, I don't think, in the film. I'm sure she didn't actually appear at all in the film, but it was a great film. It was a very, very good film, and very well put together. And it's one of those films that when you see it, time flies when you see it. So even though I've gone and said it was 2 hours and 21 minutes, when you get to the end of the 2 hours and 21 minutes, you don't feel as if the film was overly long, because there are certain films, like, in my opinion, The Five Armies, the Hobbit, The Five Armies. That was too long, and when it got to the end, you're shifting in your seat, and you're looking at your empty carton of popcorn, and and you're wanting to go to the loo. But Age of Ultron wasn't like that, and it was an excellent film, and I would recommend that you all go and see it. Definitely. That's if you like a bit of Bang Crash Wallop, of course. If you like a bit of Bang Crash Wallop, go and see the film, because the film is very, very good, with very good performance. Mark Ruffalo was very good. If you think of standout performances, I mean, really, Robert Downey Jr., who I believe is I think he's no longer doing any more Iron Man. Now, somebody will probably, put a comment and saying, "You idiot." He is actually signing up to do an Iron Man 4, but I believe he's no longer going to take up the role of Iron Man. And really, you get what you expect from Robert Downey Jr. He's got that smart mouth, banterish kind of delivery that we all know and love, whether it's in Iron Man or Sherlock Holmes or whatever it is. He's pretty cool, very cool. Change that, he's not pretty cool, he is very cool. But Gruffalo especially was much more conservative, turned down, and engaging. Chris Hemsworth as Thor was what you would expect. Great actor, very, very good in Rush, which is the biopic about James Hunt, the racing driver, and he was very good. And to be honest, Chris Evans as Captain America, once again, very good. But I would say Gruffalo probably stood out for me. Gruffalo and Scarlett Johansson, who I still need to view in Lucy, which is a film that I've been wanting to see. And we were going to go to the cinema, but you know how it is. You say, "Oh, we'll go to the cinema," but then something turns up, and then something else turns up, and you don't see it. And before you know it, it's on. You're seeing it for £6 on DVD in your local shopping mall. So I don't know. I mean, we are overrun by Marvel now. We're overrun by Marvel because Age of Ultron is kind of like a support to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is obviously the Marvel TV series, which is excellent. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., excellent. And obviously the series tries to tie in with the film, which it does. You do get kind of like little tie-ins from the film or from the TV series to the film, which knits together very nicely. It's extremely professional. It's like a well-oiled, I was going to say a well-oiled car, but much more changed out, a well-oiled juggernaut. So the Marvel juggernaut rolls on, and I'm sure there are more films to come accompanying Flash, which I've seen a few Flashes on Sky, which I like. I like Flash. Haven't seen, I'm saying Flash, because actually I think, now I've gone and scuppered myself, because I'm just thinking, is Flash Marvel or is Flash DC? Flash must be DC, mustn't he? Because Arrow, Flash and Arrow appear in the same movie. So, Flash, now that's the thing, Marvel versus DC. Because everybody can come up with tons and tons of Marvel heroes, whether it's Spider-Man and, I've just said Spider-Man. The new Fantastic Four, I think, comes out this year as well, which I'm looking forward to that. Or DC, which is your Batman, your Superman, and your Arrow, your Flash. So, we're overrun by superhero movies. Well, anyway, leave a comment below. Tell me what your favourite superhero movie is. Tell me what your favourite Marvel movie is. Or tell me whether you prefer Marvel to DC. Because I don't know whether it swings either way or whether people just, like the whole genre put together. But, if you're a Marvel or a DC, leave a comment below. Subscribe, please. And then, I can do more wonderful, wonderful, wonderful videos. And I can speak to you all again. This has been Hard Ass Reviews. I am Jeff Cummings, and I will speak to you all again very, very soon. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.